Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Mark Bailey. I am a photography studio owner that has been running for over 15 years. I've made every single mistake that you can think of along the way and learned an awful lot. I've trained a lot of people that have worked for us in one of our studios, and I've also trained a lot of people who don't work in our studios. And one thing has always stood out to me, and I was guilty of this when I first started. I think people focus on the wrong things when they first start. Talent doesn't equal income. You do need to have a skill, but that's not what will make you money. People focus on the wrong things. Again, like myself, when I first started, I used to think that I needed to be all over Instagram, I need to be on Facebook, I need to be excellent, the best at editing, I need to make sure I've got the very best gear. Should I use Nikon, Sony, Canon? None of these things over time have made me a profitable studio. I've really concentrated on them and I've grown my audiences where I could. But all in all, that's not what makes my studio profitable. And what I want to go through is just highlight that with you so that if you're at that stage now where you're just starting out and you're making your way into the photography industry, or if you've got a studio that you're struggling with at the moment, maybe your averages are far too low, maybe you are really busy, but you're just, you're breaking even, especially with the way things are at the moment. Hopefully I can help you realize that, where your time and your focus should be spent. So where is that really? So for us in our studio, we focus on a few main areas, and these are more the business side of things. We're not focused on, how do we get better pictures? How do we edit better? And, can we be as busy as possible at 100% capacity? We don't need all of that. We do obviously need to make sure that our pictures are of the highest quality we can kick out, and that our editing is top notch. I don't want any of my clients to leave unhappy or unsatisfied. And so that is still an area that we focus on. But when it comes to actual business side of it, there's a lot of training out there that doesn't focus on the business side. And for me, these are the things that help make our studio profitable. First thing is a consistent lead flow. You need to make sure that you've always got a good flow of leads coming through. Now, gone are the days where you'd be able to put a post up and leads would just naturally come through. It is important that you're still present on social media, so you do need to keep posting on there. But you need to find where you're getting your consistent source of leads from, whether that's paid ads, whether that's a joint venture with other businesses, or however else it is that you generate your leads. But what I tend to find is that if you can get a genuine, consistent flow of leads coming through, you will keep your calendars as busy as you need them. The next thing is the booking systems that you have in place. So again, for us, we need to make sure that we take deposits at our studio. There's a lot of studios that don't take deposits, and we used to be one of them. The only problem with that is that will then affect your average sale that you get. It also affects the no-show rate that you might get. Again, we have calendars that we use, and these calendars are all online, so we can access them on any computer or device. And we also have the ability where we're able to have our landing pages where our clients can go into our calendar, and with the system that we've built, we're able to choose what percentage of the calendar looks busy, because social proofing is everything. So if a client comes along and sees the calendar and sees that it's completely empty in 3 weeks time on Thursday, well then there's no urgency, no fear of missing out, so I'll book that later, and then life gets in the way and they never do. So for us, we found that the sweet spot for us is 50%. So even though Thursday might be completely free that day, we will have it so when the client clicks on that calendar, it looks like half the slots are already gone. Now we can set that right the way up. We can put it to 80%, 90%, but we find that actually, 50% works quite well. And we can do up to 6 sessions per day if we need to. But that calendar works really well, and that's something that we've taken time to build and get that in place. But these systems are important. Client experience, I can't stress how important this is. I mentioned that skill doesn't generate income. It definitely helps and it gets people's attention. but your client really needs to have an amazing experience. For them, this is a luxury time, this is a one-off, and you know, depending what kind of photography it is that you're doing, you may get repeat business from them, you may not. But for that client, they're coming to get some pictures from you that has an emotional connection. Now, if they don't enjoy it, you know, and that, you know, that can really affect the sale at the end of the day. And ultimately, we are photographers, but we are salespeople at the end of the day. Now, that client experience doesn't start from when they come in and have the shoot with you. It starts right before that, with the pictures you're putting up to advertise your business, or whether it's a social media post that will, you know, grip their attention, and that will start an emotional reaction to make them get in touch with you. Then obviously you've got the client experience with the phone call and everything else, all the way through to after they have seen their pictures and they've designed their wall art and they've collected it from you. That whole experience needs to be perfect for them. And so again, the way to do that is to make sure you've got a system in place that the client doesn't miss any single step and that they're looked after all the way through. We use an awful lot of automation in our system, so that within the studio, so that, you know, nothing gets missed. And you know, again, this is probably our most important part, is the client experience. Obviously, you need to have a good sales structure. Now, we in our studio, the client comes in for their photo shoot. They then go away, then they come back, and they will see their pictures on another day once they've been edited. That can change from client to client, but we have a full structure all the way through. We've built a system here where we can train anybody on our sales process, and we call it our storyboard, so that every single step all the way along, you know, there's kind of a soft sell, very soft sell all the way through. And if the client says no at this point, that's completely fine. We just move to the next step. The way I always describe it is it's almost like I'm reading a story to my little girl, Emily. You know, I read the 3 pigs, I read the first page, I look, is she asleep? No, that's fine. I move to the next page. Is she asleep? No, I move to the next page, and it works well for her. So when it then comes to the sales process with our storyboard that we use, every single step works so well that if the client says no, that's fine, we move to the next place. But all the way through this, the client doesn't really know that they're being sold to all the way through. It's not underhanded, it's just the way we do our sales process, as opposed to, do you want these pictures? Can I have your money? And then a brick wall goes up. It works really good, and all we're doing is just helping the client make that informed decision, and it results in a much higher sale for us. Now, that process isn't just within the design room where we design the wall art for them. It starts a lot earlier on. It starts on the phone call. In all honesty, it starts when they see the advert and they see the wall art pictures that we've placed. So that system, again, works really well. So well that if we see a bad result in our sales room, we're able to highlight where we, you know, steps that we've missed and why that's resulted in that. So again, this is a system that, you know, works so well that we've developed over the years, and I will go into this in a lot more depth in future videos. The only other thing that we have in place is our system for handling leads, like I mentioned earlier. So it doesn't feel like to the clients that we're chasing people. Leads will come in, there are automated texts that will go to them, automated emails, and a nurturing system that works really well. This has taken us a long time for us to build all of this, and again, I will cover this in more detail in future, but this is something that you guys can do and that you need to focus on really when, you know, especially if you're struggling with your studio or with getting busy calendars or anything like that. Because of these systems we've got in place, we don't need anywhere near full capacity for us to be profitable. We don't need 50% capacity to be profitable. We need roughly around about 20% capacity for us to be profitable, because all of these steps we've put in place and all these systems really look after our clients and make sure we don't skip a beat. And this is what you need to do within your business, is really focus on these. So yes, it's important to have the right gear, to have, you know, the right skill set photography wise, to be creative and to, you know, be good at editing and stuff like that. You need to be present on social media, but these are not vital to your business. These are just the daily things that you do. And as a photographer, you'll always be trying to improve your photography and editing anyway. but that needs to be in the background. The things you really need to be concentrating on are going to be your lead flow, make it consistent. You're going to need to go through your booking systems and make sure that you've got a good system in place for that, so that your clients are looked after. That will improve the client experience. On top of that, you then need a very good sales structure, and you need very good systems that nurture your leads all the way through. Now, there is another thing to go through that you need to remember at the end of this, okay? Skill does not equal income, okay? Get those systems in place for your business and you will definitely see an improvement. Now, for those of you that want to stick around and watch some more of my videos, I will go through these, like I mentioned, in a lot more detail. Those of you who are still with us right now, I can't thank you enough. This is my first video, so I massively appreciate you getting this far down here. Please give me a like and a subscribe. You know, I don't know where this channel is going to go. I know I've got a lot to give, and I'm just going to go through it, regardless of how many likes, views, and whatever else I get. But for those of you that have enjoyed it, please give me a like. It will help me, and just let me know I'm going the right way. On top of that, is there anything you're struggling with? Please hit me with a comment. Let me know. And you know, I'll, if we've got an answer to that or how we deal with it, I'll pop that on the next video for you. In the meantime, have a look at my other videos, see if there's anything else there that's catching your interest, and I will catch you on the next one.